Hey everybody, welcome back to the Captain Vitus Show, where today we are going to be doing yet another tag video. I got tagged again, cause I'm a cute little guy in a little bit down, yeah! Anyways, Nicole from Nixon Next, one of my favorite YouTubers on here, a very good YouTube friend of mine who you should definitely check out. Of course, I'll leave her link in the description below. She tagged me to do this About Me video, where I talk about me. Yeah. Basically, it's just a video. There's a bunch of questions. Gonna answer them. By the end of this, we'll know a little bit more about this one guy right here. Yeah. So anyways, the first question is name. That's not a question, that's a word. But what is your name? My name is Ash. My full name is Ash Vitus Raymer, hence the Captain Vitus Show. And my real name, because that's not my real name is Ashton Cole Raymer. I like the one I made up better, so we're going to stick with that one forever. Got it? Got it. The next question is, what is your age? I am 57 years old. Just kidding. I'm actually 20. I am only 20 years old. I'm that many decades old. And, yeah. I don't know what else you want me to say. I'm just a 20-year-old dude who buys toys with his paycheck. That's what I am. That's what I do. Number 3, what's your social media? This is a great one, because I get to plug my social medias. Get ready, get a pen and paper, write them down. Actually, you don't have to write them down, because they're in the description. They've always been in the description. Basically, Captain Vitus Show, we have a Facebook page. It is at The Captain Vitus Show on Facebook. You can check me out on Instagram at Captain Vitus 771 and on Twitter also at Captain Vitus 771. So once again, those links are in the description. If you haven't followed me already, follow me on those. If you want to get the real, true me experience, follow me on my Instagram. I post on my Instagram like a crazy person, so follow me on Instagram. You get a lot of pictures of my cat, and who wouldn't want pictures of my cat? Now, the 5th question is, do you have a job? And I do have a job. I'm a sales associate. I like to say that. I don't like to say salesman. I like to say sales associate. I'm one of those guys at Target. You know, I'm the guy who's sitting there, like, screwing around with the things, and you walk by and I help you find a thing. That's what I've been doing now. I've been doing that since November. I got on as part of their seasonal thingy where, you know, you have seasonal members. And I actually just got brought on for the long haul. You know, I'm going on past seasonal, which is awesome because I actually really like it there, honestly. Like, the people are incredible. And honestly, the work isn't that boring. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not jumping up and down whenever I have a shift. In fact, I'm actually pretty angry when I have a shift because I'm like, I gotta go. And I don't like that, but still, it's like, if I had to choose something to get paid for, it would be this, but this isn't a thing that's happening yet, so Target's fine. I like it there a lot. And if you want a little more insight into my job experience, I also, before I worked at Target, like a long time ago, like last year I quit, I worked at Flatirons Tuning for 3 years. 3 years I worked for Flatirons Tuning, which is basically we're a tuning department for Flatirons Subaru and Acura. We used to be in Flatirons Hyundai until I got sold, then we got moved. But we're basically their race car department. And I was the shipper-receiver. So I got parts in and I brought them out. Like, I was the shipper. Like, every morning I'd get a bunch of parts, I'd put them in boxes, and by the end of my day, when my work schedule was over, I'd drive them to the post office, and that was my day. And that's one of those jobs where it's just it's a horrendous job. Like, you get paid very well. I got paid very well, and I'm very gracious to that, but it was just so paint by the numbers, boring every day, and I'm telling you, like, I'm glad I loved the people I worked with, because if I didn't, that would have been an issue. And now we are getting into the movie questions. The 6th question is, when did your love for film begin? Ooh. Well, I actually have a answer for that. I do, because I've always liked movies, because who doesn't like movies? Who doesn't like going to the movie theater? No one. The answer is no one. Everyone likes going to the movie theater. They do. But I was always a casual, you know. I'd go to the movie theater just for the superhero movies, and that was it. And I never really got into film until my sophomore year of high school. It was my sophomore year of high school when I discovered Netflix. Like, actually, like, Netflix is what saved me. And basically, I remember, I sat down, I was bored one day, I put Netflix on my Xbox 360, and I was like, I should watch something. And I watched the first Die Hard. And I was like, that was incredible! And then I proceeded to watch Netflix all day, and it got to a point where I became the movie guy at my high school. I became the movie guy, and my other friends would kind of get into them too. And I went crazy about them, and then I started collecting movies. So you could say Die Hard is the reason I'm sitting here today. So thank you, Bruce. I have the special collection right there. Number 7 is, what was the first movie you ever watched? You see, I don't remember this, but I have been told this. The first movie I ever watched was Fargo. You know the Coen Brothers movie, Fargo. And from what I've heard, my aunt was like, let's watch Fargo, who cares? And I was a baby at the time. And I recall at the part, I think it was the part where the one guy is getting shoved into the wood chipper. Like, it's a really violent movie. My mom ran out of the room with me. But that definitely was the first movie I watched. The first movie I remember watching... I can't remember. I can't remember the first movie I remember watching in theaters was Star Wars: The Phantom Menace. I remember that. But nothing before that. Everything before that is a blur. Except this desk. I actually got this desk when I was a kid, but that's the thing. And number 8 is, what movies defined your childhood? Now, there's a lot. There's a lot of those to choose from there. 2 of the big ones were definitely Toy Story and Lion King. Like, Toy Story and Lion King were huge in my house. Just huge. Like, those were the movies that I had on repeat, like, on a loop. Just like, oh, Lion King's over, put Toy Story in. Toy Story's over, put Lion King in. Of course, and I still love those movies. I actually think Toy Story, that's one of my favorite trilogies of all time, so that's a thing. I was also super into dinosaurs, so 2 other ones were the Land Before Time series. I used to watch those all the time. I'd buy every new movie when it came out. And Jurassic Park 1, 2, and 3, because 3 was another one of my earliest theater memories, was seeing 3 in the theater with my dad and having it scare the bejesus out of me, but I loved it. So those ones are huge too. And then you have the Pokemon movies, which I think need to be mentioned, because they're the Pokemon movies. Of course they had tremendous impact on me because they were always on and I was always hyped about them. So yeah, really those ones are the big ones that stand out to me. Number 9 is, what is a movie that changed your view on film? You know, probably The Gold Rush. If you haven't seen The Gold Rush with Charlie Chaplin, because I remember I watched that movie, and even when I got into movies, like when I was talking about Die Hard, I didn't get into all movies, you know? I still wasn't huge on art house films and older films. And when I watched The Gold Rush, it developed this love that I still have to this day for silent film and Charlie Chaplin in general. And I remember that got me off on a path where I was watching all of Charlie Chaplin's movies. And then I was like, well, maybe I should just watch older movies. I remember Citizen Kane was one that actually really changed my view on film, because that's the movie that everyone, like, just like, they compare it. Whenever they're talking about, let's do something boring, they're like, let's watch Citizen Kane. And I remember watching Citizen Kane and loving it. And I was like, oh, hey, these old movies are actually really good. And then it set me on a path. I saw movies like Casablanca, which is one of my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I love Casablanca so much. And movies like that, Rear Window, which is my favorite Hitchcock movie. I love Rear Window more than all the other Hitchcock movies. I actually did a presentation on that in high school, and I did one on Casablanca. So those 2 as well, because those 2 are films that taught me not only can we just like movies, these are also things we can analyze and break down, and now that's something I really like doing, so those 2 as well, like, so many. Number 10 is, who is your favorite director? I'll tell you what, I have a lot of favorite directors. I'll give you my top 5. Starting with number 1, it would be probably Spielberg is my favorite of all time, then Scorsese, then Tarantino, and then it gets a bit difficult here where it's kind of a mix-up between either Wes Anderson or Alfred Hitchcock. They kind of miss and match, you know, they switch around, but Wes Anderson and Alfred Hitchcock are definitely in there. They're 2 of my favorites. So those 5, Spielberg, Scorsese, Tarantino, Hitchcock, and Wes Anderson. Then number 11 is, what is your favorite genre? Honestly, because we get a lot of bad ones, but it doesn't matter, comedy, because I like to laugh. I like to make people laugh. I always say laughter is like my heroin, because I could never shoot up heroin, but if you put like laughter in one of those needles, I try, because I love laughter, I love making people laugh, and I love laughing. So comedy, and even though we get a lot of bad ones, there is nothing better than the feeling of just you seeing a good comedy and just laughing to death. I love it. I like it a lot. And then there's what's your least favorite genre? Obviously horror. And I know that's like the answer for a lot of people because, oh, they don't make any good horror movies nowadays. And they don't. But that's not entirely the reason why I don't love horror. Like, I like being scared. I like being scared. There are certain horror flicks that I enjoy watching, and I like watching ghost TV shows. Like, I love Ghost Adventures because it's so stupid, but it kind of scares me sometimes, so I love that. So I like being scared. I don't know, because it's one of these things where I'll bring up gore, because I like gore if it's used well. Like, if Tarantino does it, I think it's being used well. But I don't see what's so great about seeing a cute high school girl get chopped up by a guy with a chainsaw. I'll see why that's entertaining. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't like that. It makes me uncomfortable. I like death to mean something, so it makes me uncomfortable watching people die in these horrendous ways. I don't know. I don't like it. That new movie Lazarus Effect coming out, that trailer. Get it out. Get it out. Then number 13 is movies you've cried in? Question mark? I'm dead inside, so I don't normally cry during movies. I recall having a bit of an emotional reaction the other night. I was rewatching Toy Story 3. That's one that can get me, because I remember that final scene in Toy Story 3. You all know, because you all cried, because it was just tragic, but beautiful and amazing. So Toy Story 3 is probably the only movie that's actually gotten a tear to roll down my cheek. Other than that, I normally just get teary-eyed, you know? I get teary-eyed whenever I start like Star Wars or Frozen, because I just love those movies so much that I just go like, ooh. But it's like it just builds up there and it goes up there and then you blink and it's gone, you know? But Toy Story 3 gets a very big emotional reaction out of me. I gotta say, movies don't really do it for me as far as anime, because I can watch Angel Beats or Clannad After Story and bawl like a baby. Episode 10 of Angel Beats, bawl like a baby. Clannad After Story, basically the entire series, bawl like a friggin' baby. Number 14 is most overrated movie. Okay, I'll bring up one from this year, How to Train Your Dragon 2. I thought How to Train Your Dragon 2 was just kind of mediocre, and everyone was hyping it up. Oh, it's like the best animated movie ever, and I know I'm still salty about it getting nominated over Lego Movie, because Lego Movie was like 10,000 times the movie How to Train Your Dragon 2 was, but and the first one for that matter, I don't like either of them that much, because I don't get the hype. I don't get the hype. But then there's another movie that you're all gonna get mad at me for saying it, and this is a movie I love, keep in mind, but I still think it's overrated. The Dark Knight. I think The Dark Knight is a severely overrated movie that I love. Like, keep in mind, I love that movie, but the way I see people look at that movie, it's just like, it's not that good. Everyone loves to bring up how great Heath Ledger is. Heath Ledger's Joker is the greatest Joker. How could they even continue with Jared Leto? Guess what? They've been continuing. The people who are complaining about Jared Leto being the Joker obviously haven't noticed Mark Hamill has been playing the Joker for years and doing a better job at that. Like, I love Heath Ledger's Joker and it worked in that universe, but for my money, Mark Hamill's is the best. I don't like Christian Bale's Batman. I don't. I like Kevin Conroy's. I don't know. And I think it works as a great movie, but as a Batman movie, I really don't think it's as up to par as everyone likes to put it out to be. It's still a great movie that I love. I think it's a little overrated. Then number 15 is most underrated movie. I have two that always come to mind when I think underrated, and they're ones you probably wouldn't think of because they're so... No one ever talks about them. When they do, they're like, yeah, that was okay. I think they're both fantastic. One is Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. I think that movie is severely overrated. I think it's one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. It's probably my favorite TV movie ever, because that's the movie that whenever it's on TV, I'll sit down. I don't care what I'm doing. Like, my cat is like, go. My cat needs to destroy a bomb. But sorry, Tenacious D is on. I can't. And then the other one is another comedy that no one ever talks about. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox Story. I think this movie is, like, it's incredible. It's genius. It, like, spoofs so many old rock stars. And it's like a spoof of Walk the Line, kind of. But it works, and the music is actually really good, and John C. Reilly does amazing, and he actually has an awesome singing voice. Not enough people have seen Walk Hard. I love Walk Hard with so much passion it bursts through my chest. I'm going to have to start an underrated movie segment on this show just so you people can watch Walk Hard. Number 16 is favorite actor. I'll give you my top 3 for favorite actor. in a particular order, starting with number 1. My favorite actor of all time is Robert De Niro. Not just because I've been told I look like a younger version of him. I've been told this. There's a picture of me kind of looking like a younger version of Robert De Niro. I don't know. And he's definitely number 1. Charlie Chaplin is my number 2 because I think Charlie Chaplin is a genius. I think he was a genius. And if you haven't seen his movies, watch them. They will make you realize how great silent film is. And then my third one is definitely Tom Hanks. Tom Hanks is just... He's Tom Hanks. Does anyone not like Tom Hanks? Like, he's the most likable guy I've ever seen in my life. And he's an incredible actor. He's gotta be on there. I love Tom Hanks. Then we got favorite actresses. Now, favorite actresses, I got a question like this in a Q&A video I did. And after I finished that Q&A video, I realized I didn't talk about my favorite actress of all time. Amy Adams is my favorite actress. I love Amy Adams with this crazy passion. And it's not just because she's beautiful, she's also just this incredible actress, and I love her. Amy Adams is definitely my favorite. Emma Stone is up there. She's fantastic. She just got an Oscar nomination. Good on you, Stone. Good on you. I love that. And Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly I really enjoy too. Like, those are 3 I can name now. Vivien Leigh is huge for me. I love Vivien Leigh, but yeah, mostly Amy Adams. I adore Amy Adams. Now, number 18 is what is your favorite movie franchise? That's pretty easy for me. It's Star Wars. Star Wars. Because I love everything about Star Wars. It is just so incredibly good. I forgot to mention that for childhood movies, because I got into Star Wars a bit later than everyone else did. I didn't get into it until middle school, but when I got into it, I was like, these are incredible! And I even loved the prequels back then, and now I can rewatch the prequels and be like, all 3 of them have something cool to bring to the table, you know? You can't deny that. Like, the first one has, Darth Maul. Darth Maul was awesome, and screw you, Qui-Gon Jinn was awesome too. The second one had those crazy, awesome fight scenes on Geonosis, whatever you call that planet. And the third one was it was a good movie. I actually like the third movie. I think that's really good. Not to mention, Ewan McGregor does not get enough love for being a fantastic Obi-Wan Kenobi. If anything, he might be my favorite part of the prequels, but other than the prequels, you look at the originals, that's a perfect trilogy. That is a perfect trilogy. Like, Star Wars is definitely my favorite trilogy of all time, followed by Toy Story. Everyone always thinks, oh, and then Lord of the Rings. No, Toy Story is my second favorite, but yeah, Star Wars, definitely. Then the next question is, what is your favorite movie of all time? Well, guys, I was just talking about Star Wars. I mean, how could it not be Star Wars? I mean, Star Wars, guys. Makes a close second. Makes a close second to what, you may ask? This movie, Tommy Boy. Now, Tommy Boy is my favorite movie of all time. I said a little while ago I love comedies. This is the funniest movie I have ever seen in my life. I have not met a single person who doesn't like this movie. This movie is like, it's like of biblical nature in my household. Everyone in my house loves Tommy Boy. We can all quote it. Everyone in my family loves Tommy Boy. My grandma quotes this movie. That's how good it is. If you haven't seen Tommy Boy, it's Chris Farley and David Spade on a road trip selling car parts. They're selling brake pads. So, it is magnificent. I love this movie. I've seen it millions of times. And I plan on seeing it a million more times later. Please watch Tommy Boy. If you haven't seen Tommy Boy, I don't like you. This is the greatest movie. Look, get it. It's $5 at Best Buy. Go get it. Then number 20 is, what is your least favorite movie? Honestly, it's a recent one. If you saw movie 43 in the theaters, I apologize greatly. I caught it on Netflix, and it's the worst movie I have ever seen in my life. There is nothing redeemable about it at all. At all. If I ever reviewed that movie, it would have gotten an F- out of 10. Like, there was nothing good about that movie. It had all these incredible actors. It made them unlikable. It made them all worthy of Razzies. That's how bad this movie was. It was just... I didn't laugh a single time. I felt angry afterwards, and I felt offended. I felt offended that they thought this could be a movie. Ugh, it made me mad. I hate movie 43. Then the last question is, do you want to work in the film industry? You see, my deal is, a lot of people do what I do, like making these videos because they're like, oh, I'm just working my way up in film school, I'm going to be a director, and I'm going to be the guy, you know, but That's a lot of work. Like, I do this because I want to talk about movies. Like, I don't want to make them. I don't want to make them. It's too hard. So if this counts as the film industry, I'd like to make this channel grow into something more. I want to start a podcast. I want to start getting on other shows. I don't want to be behind the camera. I want to be in front of it and just talking about what happened in front of a different person's camera. It's too much work. No thank you. Maybe a writer. Maybe I'd write a screenplay. Everyone has a screenplay. I have a screenplay or two. But, oh. So yeah, guys, anyways, that is my About Me video. Thanks, Nicole, for tagging me to do this. I thought it was very fun to be able to do this and tell everyone about me. And, yeah. Everyone, I was going to tag someone, but everyone I would have tagged got tagged, so I can go tag a wall in my new game. Stay classy.